Alright, what's up, everyone? I'm ThePackle, and this is a task for Tony Hawk's Underground 1 Sick difficulty. This is pretty much a 2.0 version of the task. It's been worked for at least 4 months, on and off, and I've been kind of, been lazy about it, honestly, but after 4 months and a lot of collaboration with some of the other runners in the community, we can finally get started. Also, the timer might be a little bit off, but it's whatever.
What up, Eric?
So, I will say right off the top, right off the bat, right here, I did fuck up a little bit, and then, didn't realize it until a little later. But I had a bad RNG seed, and I couldn't really get it fixed. Also, look at that shit. That was a trick that Ace found. And he's the first one to ever do it, and I was like, sure, I want to go for it and see if it's fast. It's actually slower by about 10 frames, but it looks pretty sick, so I just went with it, honestly. I went for a little bit more swag in this run overall compared to normal runs, mainly because I wanted to show off some really cool shit, and as long as it's not like a big time loss. If it's like a time loss of say like a couple seconds to a minute, of course I wouldn't do it, but if it's something like 10 frames and it's cooler, I'd just go for it. Right here, you can't really make this go any faster, so I just kind of do a little trick that Fog found where you just kind of sketch on and off the dog. And that's really about it for that one. Now, for this car, I apologize for the bad audio, by the way. My computer is just bad, apparently. So right here, this car mission, it's actually a tiny bit faster than the first task. I don't know what I did different, but it seems it could be a lot faster overall. I was trying to hope for a trick where I can just bounce off this pole behind me that you just saw, but I could not really get that to work the way I wanted to. So I opted for that whole swerving to the side type jump off of the dumpsters. But high 46, pretty fucking good. If there was a few more things discovered, 47 would definitely be a thing. Now, Nutbuster, for those wondering, in handstand, you see stuff like that. When it's all in green, you say, oh, it's create tricks. Well, create trick can be abused the hell out of in this game. And I'll get to it a little bit later, but it's pretty much one of the biggest time saves in the entire game. Right here, we have a boost plant in E900. That is pretty fucking sick. That has been around the community for a long, long time, back in the improv community. And we were able to use that along with an 8900 to get a ridiculous amount of points really fast.
Nicely done.
That was like my third attempt right there. When I did that jump, that was like third try. It was really random, and I couldn't really get a better version, so I just opted for that. Right here, you don't really need a spine transfer. You just need to just air out over them. As you can tell, because every trick is called Nutbuster, and I'll talk about it a little bit later when we get to a good section such as Tampa. Because everything is called Nutbuster, we are able to abuse the game and pretty much have every trick be one trick. And when we have call-out tricks, we do one trick and it does them all. So this little jump right there actually saves about like half a second. Fun fact. Just did it on a whim and it looks pretty cool. Luckily, we're about done with the first area here in New Jersey. That one, again, that's another one of those strats that looks slower, but I opted for it because it looks cool. It's like 3 frames slower or something like that. Now, this is the new TAS-only bridge skip. TAS-only, because that's like 8-9 butt slaps, and even with cat bag, it's still not fast enough. No one can get that many. That's abusing pretty much the gap system of the game and just getting that pretty quickly. Right here, as long as you get enough points and you fall and hit a barrier such as that, even though it says that's level 2, because I went out of bounds, it gave it to me. Now right here is the most infamous trick in the entire game, Eric skip. And this trick saves about 30 seconds because it skips a trigger pretty much. And there we go. There is the first level. Already ahead of time on my PB. Good start. Now we get to Manhattan and some really cool shit starts to happen, honestly, because I was able to improv just a little bit along with everything else, and it turned out to be a lot faster. Now this was all suggested by Ace, and it's it's like a 9x butt slap with an Indy 900, and it's just ridiculous. I don't know how else to put it. Now this is somewhere the cool stuff happens. There is a couple of different routes you can take with this, but I opted for the normal route people take. Right here it's slower, but it looks cool. Plus, the speed boost actually almost cancels it out. I guess it's only a few frames slower overall. Now you see me like jumping in and out of the grind. It doesn't save a whole lot of frames, but if it gets to a slope, then you know I instantly like gain time because I'm keeping my speed. Right here I'm just doing some boost plants for swag rather. Right here I'm just going to knock into the terrain and very swiftly get to that purse.
Good job.
Now, normal setup for runs is that we have a judo or, for some players, a shifty on one of our either top laying up or upright position of our controller, and that will be our grab. Either of those tricks will give you a shit ton of points and enough just to get special. Now, right here, this is a sick exclusive goal. Right here, of course, we're just kind of just trying to get our engine a bit up and just throw it into the water, and I barely do so. This is actually a fast goal in Sick, believe it or not. Yeah, just get it, and then I go out of bounds.
Check out my buddy Sick.
But it is fast on Sick, so that's all I opted for it. All right, now this is when RNG starts to play a little bit of a factor, because depending on how I've been playing up to this point in Manhattan will determine what my spawns are for the cars. I got a good spawn right here, so I can get a bunch of speed, and with the power of the TAS, I get really, really fast, and I get here in pretty quick time. And of course, I also get this truck right here, so I get even another speed boost as well. Now, because all of our tricks are called Nutbuster, all we have to do is just do a Nutbuster at some point outside the window, and boom, we're done. You don't have to do anything like get special or anything. And again, since we have Nutbuster on all our tricks, we can just do this. As you can tell, I just kind of ran into the bench. I did that by complete accident. I ran into the bench, I wall pushed off of it, and was able to get a good angle and complete that relatively quickly. It's kind of hard to do it relatively quickly, in all honesty, especially in RTA for Sick mode. Even before Cat Bag, it was kind of a hassle. Now, right here, we see another boost plant. But I don't complete the boost plant. I kind of canceled out the boost plant by hitting the end of the wall and just not doing many boost plants after that. The reason being is because I just wanted to keep the Indy 900 elevated enough to complete, you know, just get the Indy 900 off. If you do more boost plants, you'll go higher and higher. So I just kind of did boost plants until I got to a specific point, and then I just stopped doing boost plants, and you just let go and back off the wall after then. You know, it was complete. That's why you didn't do the jump or anything like that. So you can manipulate the boost plants to actually help you out as well. And I forgot to split, so we're just that's sound effect. We're like 28 seconds ahead. This is the former world record for Sick 8% long ago. $136 is actually kind of insane, especially of RTA. Now this route is for the donuts is kind of dumb, so I do my best with it. Kind of do a lot of shifting around. You can be like, oh, you missed that donut. Nope, going out for it. Boost plants, bus stops is a godsend. I don't think about it. I should have probably just like done the splits for the last, I mean, for the stick any percent TAS from before. Now with cat bag as well. Now we have a little bit of time. Cat bag, I can customize the tricks however I want, and actually in some instances it's better to butt stop with certain animations. So I opted for, you know, you can see all these tricks. Every single one of the nut busters has their own unique animation that I chose, either for swag or because they look cool or because I needed them to be that way. Yeah, that truck jump was pretty sick. I was trying my best to actually butt slap off of it, but I couldn't do it, so I just opted for the jump instead. How many hours did this take him? A long time. I've been doing this for 45 months. 4.5 to 5 months. I'd wager at least probably 80 to 100 hours, which is not that much for a TAS, if I'll be honest. Really good driving, as you can clearly tell. Now we're going to be doing this one with the introduction of cat bag. We are able to do this trick instead, doing this goal instead of the dumb as hell wall plank combo. As you can tell, it's down 9 seconds. Usually wall plank combo is like 12, 14, 15. There's very specific combos that I tried going for, as you can tell here. That's usually optimal for any run. But I did optimize things just a little bit, such as that. Like, Indy 900, as you can tell, you might be asking yourself how to get that 20 points that fast. Indy 900 in this game cannot be spent manually if you're starting, when the trick is going on. However, if the trick is completed, you can actually continue to do a spin, and it will pretty much it will just multiply the amount of points that you have. You see it often in THPS 4, not as often in Thug 1. So right here, I can't really do much, so I just kind of screw around for a minute. There's at least 4 minutes of messing around in Tampa. So you'll just see me setting a bunch of boost plants and a bunch of butt slaps and some crazy ass lines that I'm trying my best to do. Now, yeah, look at that shit. It's pretty insane. Now, going to cat bag, I said I was going to talk about it a little bit. Cat bag is probably the biggest trick in the game's history. In terms of that, it saves a minute to a half to almost 2 minutes just by it being there. At least that's how I feel. Ever since it was introduced, I've saved a bunch of time just from cat bag alone. Now, how cat bag works is in this game, they don't really pay attention to what the trick is. They pay attention to what the trick name is in the trick string. So if you have a creative trick called Boneless and you have a Boneless challenge, if you do that trick called Boneless, it'll work just fine. And we just abuse the hell out of that. We have one trick, such as Nutbuster, that is our primary trick that we'll use throughout the run, such as Nutbuster. And we have like 8 or 9 different tricks for the other like combinations. So there are on one stick for either grab or or flip trick. You have what 8 or 9 different 8 different controls that you can go with. Left, up, right, bottom right, down, and bottom left. So each of those you can give a unique trick to. So we pretty much just abuse the game's mechanics just a bit to where we just have one trick be every trick. Again, you're gonna see some more crazy shit right here. Oh yeah, I'm aware. Like, and honestly, the cat bag has been known about for probably a decade. George, we found out, actually knew about it long ago. but just didn't tell anyone. And it was discovered by Ace towards the beginning of last year. Was it like last year? It was last year, something like that. Yeah, it was right after the TAS was played, pretty much. We, you know, we discovered how much of a time save it is on Thug 1. He just originally discovered it on Thug 2, but when we found out it works on Thug 1 as well, oh, it pretty much just opened up the floodgates. But yeah, it's kind of a lazy way to do a check, and we're just kind of abusing the hell out of it. Again, it's the biggest time save in the run because it pretty much cancels out all RNG almost. The biggest RNG segments are, yeah, thanks Sub for friend of Thug 1. The biggest RNG segments are usually in New Jersey 1, and New Jersey 2, and Tony here in Tampa. But now it's all like canceled out. Yeah, this is a pretty sick combo. I hope he lands it. Oh, rip. Do some poker to hair flips. Now, again, I can just screw around for another minute. Prepare for my ascension to becoming an AM. Though I'm pretty sure that if any pros saw what I'm doing, they'd be like, what the fuck? So right here, I saw it earlier with the Misty Drip machine, but if you go into a lip trick and then you cancel the animation before the tricks come up, it's like a small window. You pretty much can, instead of grinding, you can lip trick instead. So I just kind of abuse it. Also, here's TK. All right, split. Split's coming up. Split is based on getting into San Diego, so right there. So, as you can tell, we're a minute 14 seconds ahead. By the way, this is still counting loads. So there are 3-4 loads already. 5 loads, actually. And we're a minute and 14 seconds ahead. What's up, rookie?
Yo, let's get some photos.
Alright, so now you might be asking yourself, since we have Nut Buster on every trick or every button, can we do double taps? No. So you see temp. That's just a placeholder. Because you cannot double tap tricks that are created tricks. The game just puts temp in its place because it's supposed to be like, you know, double kickflip, triple kickflip, and stuff like that. But since it's not there, it just goes temp, and as long as you do a Nut Buster or whatever the trick is in that specific like slot, it accepts it. So right here, I just messed around for a little bit. I need to get some more points because I need to get my stats up. So I'm just kind of just doing some random improv. And just, as for those wondering, by the way, the 2 primary stats we go for is both spin and speed. Those are the ones we want above all else. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of just going around doing random small tricks such as, you know, 900 grab or getting a bunch of points, and that gives me the stats that I need. Now right here coming up is a really cool trick. It pretty much skips a cutscene, and it also enables a really cool part of San Diego. I have to wait until like the 15th mark. There we go. So I skipped a cutscene, right? Additionally, as you'll see at the end of this chapter, we, instead of having to go and to keep on being in daytime San Diego, we'll go to nighttime San Diego instead. Now this trick was discovered by, I believe, Silent, and that if you wall plant, if you wall plant the sign right there at the very beginning that you saw, and then right before it ticks from 0 to 1, and then you retry goal, it pretty much takes you back to the goal and it counts that flyer. Additionally, as long as you have a wall plant in your combo, as long as you are on your board and you run into the wall, it will count as well. So you don't have to do wall plant animation every single time. Probably a little bit too much height. I don't think about it. Probably could have gone one butt stop less, but it probably would have been close. Alright, there's not really much to test here. If only I had my combo up. Yeah, so how stats work in this game is that it's not like Thug 2 or the other games where you can do all of them at once. It kind of goes into tiers. At the very beginning of the game, when you're just like a rookie, like skater, like you're just a nobody, you are only allotted up to a number of stat points. After you become pro, you're allotted a few more extra points. Same with becoming, yeah, same with AM, same with pro. So there's like different tiers, you have to wait for. Once you unlock, you'll be able to do. So now I have access to AM stats, but I don't have access to pro stats. But once I complete Slam City Jam, I'll have access to pro stats. It's a kind of cool mechanic because it gives you like, it helps show that, you know, your skater is getting good. It's like, it's a way of showing that, you know, you're becoming a pro, I guess you could say. I think it's cool, but it's kind of annoying for speedrunning because you start with 3. Also, as you can clearly tell, 8900 is probably the most powerful trick in this entire run. Like, you get so many points. 11,000 for just regular and like, what, 13,200 or something like that for Switch. Was there a blue tint? Because it's nighttime. That trick, one of the tricks I did earlier allowed me to stay in nighttime instead of daytime. So the blue tint is supposed to signify, you know, nighttime. Alright, so I kind of just screw around here a little bit because I don't have much else to do. However, I can't screw around too much, so I had to at least have some of this in my combo. But that doesn't mean I can't do some cool tricks. They're standard. Ever since its discovery, we haven't had like amount of people want to do it without. Not a huge amount. Ben's more than the more recent ones start doing it without. Oh shit! I forgot to split. Still saving time. So much time saved.
Get the leg.
Now, there's some really cool tricks that I discovered in Hawaii that I'll be showing off a bit later. Like, that's the cool part. It saves a little bit of time. Like, it's just at least a second if you do it right. Not really. Kind of just up to you if you want certain tricks. Yeah, that's true. Ripping pepperonis. Switch is nice to have in case you do have switch up, because switch also switch, you know, the higher switch stat is how fast you go as well. Haha, you guys thought I was messing up right there. Nope, I was using that to my advantage to do a quick turn. Which is nice to have, but like it's not as high as a priority. But in like sick difficulty, you know, you need speed and you need then. That was a pretty sick setup that I found right there. Now, this Impress the Girls is actually pretty sick as well. I have to get 25,000 each. And unfortunately, those two sets of girls you cannot combine. You can only do one or the other. Like, there's a spot you can, like, specifically that you can go to. And even if you're in that spot, it only does one at a time. It doesn't do both. Right here, just get a bunch of points because this is actually a really fast goal. We do this in place of killing wallows later. Kill wallows later on. Even with the lag. See, I have to run Dolphin with single core, unfortunately, because of how this works. Now, this is really cool. I think y'all will like this part right here. So, I don't actually, as long as you continue grinding and don't go into a manual, you can just do something like that, land, and boom, you're done. If you, however, start a manual at any point, you have to restart the challenge. So I just kind of do some swag stuff right there. That took like an hour just for that boost blend alone. That's cutscene skip. Now this is something I also discovered right here. Boom, done. You don't even have to do anything obnoxious. Bidding of the Indy 900 is so good in this game, it's ridiculous.
No way, Eric.
I just go for the tape because why not? And as long as you have the McTwist before the gap, you're good. Also, I need to split. Even more time save. Actually, if I remember correctly, what was the TAS?
How you guys doing over here?
How you guys doing over here? So some of the tricks that we have set up is Nollie, because Nollie you have to hit L twice, and it takes a little bit of time. So it's better off to have your own trick and just have it like that. Also, I want to point out, this time I have right here, 47.42, is only 8 seconds faster than the old TAS. Because a lot of stuff got discovered. So this is a good representation of how fast we're going. Even with the, the loads. Nollie is one of the tricks. Also, that was discovered by Tyler Numbers. That was a really cool trick. That is the only instance that trick actually exists. But you pretty much just skip the introductory cutscene. That's the first of its kind. And it's a one-frame trick. And if you miss that one-frame trick, you actually fuck up the first goal and you have to redo it. So again, just screwing around. Gotta wait. Auto scroll is OP. Now, in beginner and normal, you would instead you would have the flatland trick set to your cat bag buttons, but in sick, because of the variation, it's no point doing it. Right here, we're going to do a quick retry because it will reset these guys back to their initial position, so it gives us a bit of a better shot at going fast. Last guy's right over here. Now you have to do this all in one combo, but I tried my best. I believe I tried my best to actually like make this cool, but I couldn't really do it without losing a whole lot of time. But I did get that going. Get another combo we have to keep. So I try my best to actually make it look cool. A little bit of a cut right there. He's about half a second. A little bit less than that, probably. I'm not sure. It's around half a second, if I remember correctly. And Impress the reporter. This is really cool. You guys will like this. I'll be quiet for this. Boom. Hey man, I'm the one doing it, so I need that. Oh, there are moments though that I actually do need to do a dark slide because of like it going out of control and I couldn't control it. But honestly, half the time it's just bad habits. Yeah, we got the blue goal. Made sure. Yeah, that's a glitch. It's a no glitch. All right, so there's some really fucking cool strats here. We don't do bloom, unfortunately, because of it. But as you can tell from before, competitions, you do not have to land your combo. As long as you have the amount of points you need to finish the competition in your combo and end it, that counts. It's a feature from THPS4, except for Shipyard. Unfortunately, Blimp is not part of this route. Mainly because I figured out a better way to do that. Now, this vert contest is actually pretty insane. Like, it's very... it's a very hard window right there that I hit. Now, for this, we don't need to actually wait for the timer to expire. We just need to land the combo. Oh, am I actually gonna... Ooh. So right there, in fact, you don't even have to be on the top ramp. As long as you hit that rail and just land it, boom, you're done. Yeah, third is just enough. We don't need to become super gods and have first place. Alright, unfortunately here, I'm going to lose a little bit of time because of loading screens. But there is a really cool strat here.
Well, I would have scored it sooner. We need to see something.
This took me about an hour to do because of how all these angles worked. And boom, we're done. Believe it or not, those were transfers. Actually, going ahead and ignore this one because of... So...
Don't forget your shoes.
Right here, you might be like, why am I going bus stop over here? I run into the bus, and I hit a good angle, get the tape, and just go on my merry way. It's actually about a second and a half faster. Oh, that's right, I'm not doing... Eric won everything, got the player got recognition for the contest. Exactly, man. That's what beat him. 1v1.
My tank crews are ready to...
Here on Moscow. This is a super hard trick and getting 8900 off of that.
Hey, American.
Alright, so the primary focus here is that we don't have a speed stat upgrade. We have to have 1 million and 2 million to get the next stat up. So we're actually going to be a little slower than we should. We'll be getting it before we leave, however. Luckily, however, we'll be doing a lot of different grind tricks and other nonsense.
That was some damn sweet.
I found this randomly, but you can just do that. Alright, now I need to explain this right here. We did two tricks right there. We did Bell Skip, and we did Daytime Moscow. There are two different tricks right there. They're not one and the same. Daytime Moscow entails that Daytime Moscow will occur on the next chapter instead of nighttime. And Bell Skip entails that we pretty much skip the Bell cutscene. But they're both frame-perfect tricks, and they're like frames apart. You can get one and not the other because of it.
Hey, what's the deal?
But in the case of Daytime Moscow, it saves a lot of time, especially in no warp categories. So right here, you don't even have to jump over them. Do this. Boom, done. Easy peasy. And the reason it saves a lot of time in no warp categories is because, as you can see right there, we're inside the bowl instead of where we're usually at. So this was found also by Tyler Numbers, like a few days before I started doing this task again. You can actually grind this bowl right here, and it will still count. So it's actually a little bit faster. Now right here is something I discovered mid-run, is that I found the first combos that go over 20. Maybe asking yourself, combos over 20. Well, if you do a butt slap 1080, a butt slap 720, a butt slap 900, and a 360 in the combo, it counts as 21. How does it count as 21, you wonder? And you may ask, I have no clue. This game's stupid. If you have a combo going where it's big spines such as that, it actually increments weirdly. And in that case, we got 21. Sometimes you might even get 5 for 1080s. It's kind of stupid. It's one of the more baffling parts, and it's one of those things where I wish I could see the source code at least for that, because it makes no sense. And in fact, butt slaps also play a factor in it as well for some reason. Even though butt slaps itself is a glitch, butt slaps can determine, like, in some combos, it can determine what you get. Sometimes with butt slaps you get a 7, other times you get a 15. Right here is just car. I actually didn't TAS this as much as I should have, but I just dislike this beyond comprehension. You're right. Probably shouldn't. Alright, Hangover Cure. Now this is the combo where we get the 1 million and the 2 million speed boost. While also looking a little bit swaggy as well. Yeah, those are frame perfect shuffles. Kind of sick when you see it. Kind of like warp up there. Now, of course, as you might be asking, because of cat bag tricks, we don't really get a big combo going. We don't get a whole lot of points because of it. So we just abuse the hell out of semi flips with spins or any 900s. But because, since we have a ridiculously long combo going, it's gonna be plenty for the 2 million. Which we'll need to make it go faster against Eric. Go and land it, and we're almost out of here.
Kalo, man, you.
Now this was sort of a big vlog, literally like a few days ago. I just clipped to this fence right there. And 3 minutes 25 seconds ahead, nice. And with that, we also skipped Alexander's cutscene. And we also did it in a specific way to avoid us soft locking here, because if you do it a specific way, you will soft lock, which is dumb. Also, these load screens, they're dumb.
Hey.
All right, because one of our tricks is actually soul skating, so we just do the soul skating and we're done. Saves a little bit of time, having to go do special or anything like that. Now, I was talking about before where I would have to do dark slides a lot. The reason being is because when I do rail hops, like you've been saying every now and again, when you get to the next rail hop, it can be in a drastically different spot. So I just do a quick dark slide in order to reset it. Then the cutscene skip. Now, because again with Nutbuster, we can do some of these tricks. Now there are stuff such as the lip tricks that we can't really do. But besides that, it's relatively good seed. That's one of the better seeds you can probably get, I believe. Like, besides, like everything being Nutbuster. It's hard to get a good seed in Sick. And seeds are determined in this game by a number of different factors, such as time, frame counter, and also buttons pressed. Oh shit, forgot to split. We're still a lot ahead. Now we're in pro goals. Now we're gonna be doing these kind of backwards because reasons. The reason being is that we are actually going to be doing the final skip of the run on the last level, which is going to be New Jersey to skip a loading screen. Usually you'll be doing did skip here in Moscow, but that's dumb. I'm going to like to do it in New Jersey instead. Now Vancouver has a combo sort of like how it was in the last one with BAM, where we're going to be pretty much doing a really big combo, making it look cool at the same time. And it's actually pretty fast as well, because we'll be doing a spin with an Indy 900. Oh, I'm sorry, we used to do a spin with an Indy 900, but then I figured out that you could just do that combo and boom, you have 200,000.
The leap of faith's got nothing.
Now, because of the speed, we actually stop there a little bit, so that way we don't go flying up in the air on this final spine. And plus, because of that, you can get a bad angle and actually just, like, bail. So it's just better off just to, like, halt your combo, halt your speed, and then do it normally.
Okay, I got a cool concept for...
Like the last time, I think you'll be seeing the Indy 900, so get used to it. And now we're going to be doing the final part.
For all
Next last goal. So right here, we have to land on 20 seconds with a combo. So, but until then, I kind of just have a ridiculous like boost plants going on, because these are the last 2 times you'll be seeing boost plants for the rest of the run. So kind of just, you know, make it look cool while we can. I probably should have, but at the same time, I don't know where it would have put me. So right here, I'll be doing the old vid skip. Got the old vid skip, boom. Not a bad run. Not a bad run. And here we're on the final... This is actually faster than the world record for RTA, thank God. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be. But this is actually a really fun TAS overall. It's unfortunate it took me so long to do it. It took me over 4.5 months to get it done, but I'm glad to have it actually finished. Maybe sometime later this year I'll do Thug 2 Classic and maybe even something else. Also, you can bonus like that, and it's actually fast. You can actually be on the porch and still get that. Nice. Alright, time is coming up. Ah, oh, no, sub 44. Dang. And that's it.
I gotta give it to you. That run was bullshit. No, in a good way though.
I'm still better than you. You got lucky.
4410. I would probably rate just like a 4405 because of the lag.
Get back here.
Without loads, it would definitely be like a 38. Which, by the way, this destroys world record for this game. I'm pretty sure. And they're like, pretty sure it does. Just missed it. Yeah, sorry, dude. 40. Yeah, it beats the world record for which is a 45-49. The caveat is that PC actually has no loads, so this beat it with loads. That just tells you how much time we have to save if we were TAS bots. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad everyone liked it. This will go up on YouTube. I'll also have the TAS encoding on YouTube as well. I'll submit this to TAS videos, and we'll see if it comes up soonish. I have to write up a report though for it, so it might take a little bit, maybe before the end of the weekend. To answer your question, Hidden Tape, I don't have any plans to do THPS. Whoa, dude, appreciate it. Holy shit, holy crap. Let's say. Oh wow, yeah, I see what you did there. Actually, I appreciate it.
Hey, you know, for a fat guy, I don't sweat that much. No, that's not true. I sweat a lot. Stronger, more confident.
Exclamation point.
We'll go funny. Sure. It's a needle, but moves like a sewing machine. Yeah, a little tweak on that one. That'll work. That's good. Breath check. Pits. Sweat stains. Minimal. Wipe down the mustache. Yeah. Hello, ladies! Nice legs. What time do they open?
Alright, and there we go. That's the end of the TAS. 4.5 months culminated in one ultra fast run. I literally did everything from Moscow to now in one day. Been streaming for 8 hours because of that. There was some ups and there were some downs. There's definitely some things I want to improve on, but I won't improve on them until we find another big trick. I really wanted to get this done because we had a lot of cool new tricks such as cat bag and stuff like that was introduced, and I wanted to actually, you know, do a new TAS with them. So unless something new gets introduced, I probably won't make another TAS of this, unfortunately. But for what this is, really nice. I'm proud of it. Like, I really do like TASing, even though it's gonna be a time-consuming process at times. I do appreciate it. And plus, I learned a lot of things too, like small stuff like, you know, how do you do soft lock Sean, for example? Why does that happen? It's because, you know, you skip a save block and the game just kind of puts itself into a state where it cannot continue because of that. It's just like continually things that you're supposed to be saving but you're not. Then we have, you know, bell skip. How did that work? Daytime Moscow. How did that work? Why are they working together? Like, there's all sorts of things, cool things that you can discover just by TASing, and intricacies that you would never see in a real speed. Eric skip as well. Like, Eric skip, I found specifically why one cutscene happened, not the other. Stuff like that. All that you can get just by TASing, and it's a wonderful thing. But I really do appreciate everyone enjoying it. I appreciate everyone coming out. It's been a long journey. Unfortunately, more than likely, this is going to be my final stream for 6.5 months. So at least I leave off on a high note. I am going to be heading off to another country for a while, unfortunately, and I'll unfortunately be away. I won't be able to do any speed runs or anything like that. I'll be able to talk on the Discord and on Twitter and shit like that, but speed running will not be a thing, unfortunately.